Nathan still hasn't stopped moving. He just wants to get going. Tiago, on the other hand, walks very calmly in.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an amateur MMA contest on the 72 kilo caps weights. Consists of three-minute rounds. To my right, fighting out of the red corner from Kaizen Academy, Lancaster, Nathan Wyatt. And to my left, in the blue corner, fighting from Reykjavik, MMA, Tiago Monteiro Oliveira.
All right, the crowd is pumped for this
Your
match.
referee for this contest, Paul Copley.
That's the excellent Jason Wilkerson there, the announcer for this evening. Exiting the cage. This crowd is pumped for this match. The first MMA amateur bout of the evening. Both fighters step to the middle of the cage.
Both just looking to touch gloves in the middle there. Just
Nathan
finding the range there.
Already switching.
Oh,
Nathan landed him right there.
Switches and comes through with a cross.
Look at Nathan, it's like he's gliding around the floor.
Shots to the leg. Lots of lateral movement here from Nathan.
Tiago's eyes are wide open. He's keeping Nathan in front of him. Making sure. Oh, Nathan lands a left.
Into the body lock.
Yeah. Nathan landed a left on the way in there. Nathan
Tiago just has the underhook there on the far side, so he's still up, and Nathan. Tiago using the cage very intelligently there to stand back up.
Great job by
Great use
Tiago.
of the underhook in the cage there by Tiago, just to prevent Nathan securing that takedown.
This is Tiago's debut fight as well. So both fighters
So
here
hard to get a
making their
read
debut.
on Nathan. Just his lateral movement is just ridiculous.
I'd be very interested if Nathan can keep this kind of movement up for the full round, for the full fight.
Full three-minute rounds.
Tiago is much more contained and composed. You know, he's using a lot less energy. We'll see how this fight unfolds though. Nathan's hands have dropped a little bit. Now he's moving. But he then steps in and lands a punch in the way, and he's done that a few times now. As he closes the distance, he lands that left hand. Oh, get down to a kick.
Tiago finds home there.
Now Nathan's starting to slow a little bit.
Oh, and again, shoots in. Again, Tiago has that underhook. And Nathan just holds him against the cage.
Tiago's got that left hand, his left hand and the underhook. Is that stopping Nathan from managing to sink down for a double?
So Nathan's just Tiago's just basically holding Nathan up here, just preventing Nathan from level changing to come in on the double.
Lovely
Nathan
knee to
throws
the
a
body.
knee. He's got to be aware of those return knees though. Nathan's leaving his midriff somewhat exposed there. Tiago does a great job with the whizzer and that side sprawl against the cage there. Oh, and Nathan just goes for a high cross.
What a slap. But manages to get the way that Tiago landed. He landed on top.
And Nathan, he's setting up a triangle there. He's just got.
I can tell you now.
Has the whizzer.
Nathan has very good jiu-jitsu.
He has that triangle there. Turns into it. If you can
He's got an armbar there as well. He's got the armbar there as well. That's the armbar lock. That's got to be a tap. That's got to be a tap or a snap.
Nathan pushing his hips into that. This is locked in with the triangle, and I think Tiago's just managed to turn his thumb somewhat there, just to negate that.
So impressed.
And Tiago comes out the back. Beautiful submission attempt there by Wyatt.
And I'm impressed
he
by the
turns
defense.
back in and scrambles on top.
That was fantastic defense because that arm was straight. That was extended. That was an extended arm trapped in an armbar triangle, and Tiago managed to get out. But as you say, he's now lost the position, and Nathan finishes the round on top.
Nathan just a very strong position here, heavy on his hips, just holding Tiago down here. Tiago looking just to move towards the cage on the round end.
What a fight! Like, we saw a real back and forth then.
Very nice first round there from Nathan Wyatt.
Just as I thought Nathan was starting to tire on the feet, look a little bit slower, he chased him across the cage, ended up getting, it was sort of a slam, but he ended up on the bottom.
I think Nathan's takedowns were so brilliantly hidden, just in his completely unorthodox movement.
I had the pleasure of watching Nathan compete in his first BJJ competition, and he is sneaky at BJJ. You know, like he took, out of nowhere on the bottom, threw up that triangle, had the triangle set in, and then remembered, this is his debut match. In the middle of that triangle, starts working the armbar, and that armbar was super tight. Now, these are, just to remind you, these are two competitors making a debut. You know, showing that really
shows you the level of amateur MMA now.
Especially in the UK. I mean, the scene here is insane.
Nathan himself only 19 years old.
Both fighters did sit down then during the break. So I can definitely say Nathan was sitting down. I'm not sure about Tiago. Nathan certainly looks like he's still breathing heavy as he comes out into the second round. Tiago's looking a bit more like he has his breath. I'd be very interested. Can Nathan keep that energy, that kind of constant footwork where it looked like he was gliding all over the cage?
How much energy did he use as well in that submission attempt?
Yeah.
Okay, once again, Tiago takes the centre.
Still looks very cool and calm.
And Nathan just no solid stance at all, just switching all over the place, shimmying side to side.
Tiago's not landed anything too devastating yet. Kind of throws those kicks out, peppers the hands, but hasn't really committed to anything too deadly yet. Nice forward pressure now from Nathan. Looking like he's trying to shoot. I think he just slipped a little bit on the mat there.
The mat was a little bit wet. Oh, and now Nathan's in a somewhat and just runs forward into the clinch there.
He's just looking to close that space.
Oh, Tiago, really nice job there. Nathan rolls off.
We saw at the end of the last round, this round actually was delayed starting because there's water over here. And you saw Nathan actually slip a little bit during one of the exchanges. Nice. He pulled back like he was throwing a 2 and then shot in. That was beautiful.
Hides those entries so nicely.
The thing with these short MMA amateur bouts is the rounds are so short that a takedown like this can seal the deal for you. I cannot see from here
Nathan
if
looks
there's a
to collect the legs. Yeah.
No, there's no guillotine attempt.
Nathan just heavy with his hips there, just controlling the legs of Tiago, just inching forward. Tiago's got his back against the cage, which he can potentially use to stand up. Oh, Nathan looks to pass over into mount, and he achieves it.
Bad position.
Tiago is in trouble now. Okay, if Nathan can just get a bit of distance here, he'll be able to do some devastating ground and pound from this position. Tiago just bridging up there,
Good
and
job,
Nathan
Tiago.
just starting to rain down some shots from the top here.
One hand on his head, Nathan. One hand on his head, Nathan.
Nathan's corner's telling him, one hand on his head, post.
Yeah, he needs to look up. He starts moving up.
Oh,
he's got that arm again, and can he take the back?
Nathan
and Tiago comes out the back.
Arm bar. He didn't really have the arm bar.
And now the position is reversed.
Gave up the position.
And Nathan scrambles up to control the leg, driving forward.
Nathan's wrestling there. Nathan's a dog with that wrestling.
Yeah, you think he's conceded top position, and then he just manages to turn it into something and claims it again.
He went for a very sloppy armbar though, but which initially put him on the bottom. Didn't bother him. Came up, dogged his way back up on top with a single leg.
And he ends up in the close guard of Tiago in the middle there.
Tiago's not throwing too much yet. He's not really doing too much to worry Nathan.
Both fighters just shipping with some mild ground and pound. Nathan just posting on Tiago's chin with his head there. Shot to the body, goes high to the head.
End of the round. So far we haven't seen too much from Tiago. Tiago seems kind of nice.
He's got to be aware that Nathan seems to have the first 2 rounds here.
Nathan again opting to sit, but he looked like this. He looked a bit tired after the first round. Didn't seem to have any issues in the second round with his gas tank. I'm very interested in what the corner's telling Tiago. Tiago so far hasn't landed anything too devastating, hasn't really looked too dangerous in terms of his grappling or looked like he might end up on top in the top position. I'm very interested into what Tiago can do to kind of swing the momentum in his way.
We're into the third and final round. Nathan Wyatt versus Tiago Oliveira.
Nathan looks like he loves this right now. Tiago looks like he's ready to resume battle. Both fighters touch gloves in the centre of the cage.
Tiago takes centre again. Nathan just picking his shots there.
Nathan's looking a little bit slower this round, in that he hasn't thrown anything. That's his first strike of the round.
So there's a tentative overhand there.
He's not moving too much, but then Tiago doesn't really threaten too much. Nice leads roundhouse by Tiago.
Nathan just doesn't settle long enough for you to get a read.
Tiago's landed a few nice kicks in this round.
Oh,
He's going
very
high.
close there with that.
Nathan's got to be careful. He doesn't want to get caught with any of these.
And Tiago goes high again. Oh, beautiful head movement from Nathan there. As he comes in and finds home with that overhand.
Tiago looks unfazed though.
Nathan definitely seems to be slowing down now.
Nathan is
I
definitely.
think there's a lot of Tiago's corners telling him that Nathan's gassed.
Yeah.
Spurring him forward, telling him to go.
I wouldn't be surprised though if Nathan uses this and then looks for a takedown off of this.
Skips in for a leg kick.
Tiago's landing the crisper kicks at the moment, as we see there. Nathan takes it. Nathan looks for that left hook, uses that left hook to step inside, maybe to initiate a clinch or a takedown. Tiago wise to it. Tiago throwing nice feints there with those kicks. You see how Nathan's motion has really slowed down. Look at him catch him. As Nathan's walking to Nathan's right, Tiago threw a nice spin kick there, looking to catch him.
Yeah, that could have been devastating. Nathan's just really managing the distance now a lot.
Nathan,
He's definitely not seeing any shots. Definitely not seeing quite so much aggression there from Nathan anymore.
I do like that lead step in. He steps in with a lead hook. Hasn't landed it yet. So far, Tiago's just kind of peppering him this round. I think Nathan's pretty content
Nathan
just to
just
take.
fights as well with his hands right down.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be careful with it, but he has excellent footwork. And the footwork can kind of let you have your hands down a bit. I don't think any of these strikes are really hurting Nathan, but they're giving Tiago the round.
Yes. Oh,
Nathan's talking.
Home.
Nathan's got to do that a little bit less. The faces won't win you a fight.
I think Nathan's just trying to show that he's still in the game here. He's just taking that energy. He's just trying to troll him now, I think.
It's good to see Nathan out there having fun, but don't forget, Tiago's throwing his shins at you, and you don't win fights by making faces. Nice axe kick there from Tiago.
Both of them throwing big, wide floaty stuff now. Oh, and the round ends.
That was a really nice. The first 2 rounds of this fight were beautiful MMA action from 2 MMA debutants. It was really nice to see. That's the level and quality of 2 fighters making their debut. I was really impressed with Nathan's overall MMA game there. Stand up, transitioning into takedowns. What he did on the ground with the submissions was beautiful. Tiago didn't really seek it off. Tiago landed consistent, solid kicks.
It's just very difficult to get going against someone like Nathan, where he's not even forming any kind of solid image in front of you. He's never settling into any particular stance. He's always switching. He's always shimmying from side to side. There's just nothing there for you to really find. You've got to just walk forward and find it yourself. You can't sit down and wait for something.
Nathan, very much the home crowd hero tonight.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please a massive round of applause for both competitors of the bout. The judges have come to a unanimous decision. Your winner for this bout, in the red corner, Nathan Wyatt.
Amazing performance. Nathan just having his photograph taken. All photographs tonight brought to you by Laura Jenny Photography. Check her out on Facebook if you have any family events coming up, sporting events.